okay.
Sorry.
Hello. Hmm.
Right. All right. I'm. Are you already live?
Yeah, we are live, Tom.
No.
Are we good
Cool.
to rock and roll, or did you
Yes.
need a few minutes? Yeah.
No. All good here.
Okay, awesome. So let's kick this off. Welcome, everybody. My name is Sunny Ray. This is the Sunny Ray Show. Thanks to our sponsors, Raz Rocket, GTM Ventures. Today, I'm joined by Tom Capone from Agency Grind to AI Empire. Tom, how you doing today?
All good, Sunny. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah, nice to have you here. So you said you're calling in from Singapore, the other side of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Currently
Yeah.
here for business. Yeah.
Are you there for a conference or something, or you're there for some meetings?
We have a couple of business partners here, so yeah. So
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so let's kick this off. Tell us a little bit about just maybe a line or two on the company, what you guys do at Lens AI, and then we'll dive deeper into that in about 15 minutes. But yeah, maybe just give us a little teaser in terms of what you guys do.
yeah, for sure. So Lens AI is an AI product marketer. So it's essentially um, trying to replace everything a marketing agency or a consultant or team does. How it does that is essentially users, so founders, usually in e-commerce, software, and creator economy, can spend tokens on our AI agent and automatically run AI ads, AI content, AI influencer, AI email, SEO, community marketing, and more, like all of these marketing channels, and generate online sales, um, essentially.
Well, that's super cool. Yeah, well, excited to get into that. But Tom, before we do, maybe take us back a little bit. Where did you study? I think I was reading that you went to the University of Westminster, and you describe yourself as a self-educated. And from 2011, 2012, what does that mean to you? Like when did you realize the formal education wasn't going to be the whole story for you?
I mean, pretty much straight away. I grew up actually in Rome, in Italy, and I, I I was finding an excuse to get out of my country, and the UK seemed like the closest place, but I had to go to university to do that, and so um, yeah, I essentially went to college or university there, but it was really an excuse for me to start a couple of my own businesses at around 17, and one of them was uh, the marketing agency that I've been running up to date, which is essentially the company that we used to work with over 200 brands over the last 5-6 years, and to generate over $50 million in revenue for companies like L'Oreal, Uber Eats, Huawei, etc. And this has kind of led us into building Lens AI. If I didn't go through this journey of starting a marketing agency, pivoting into an AI marketing agency, seeing everything that could be done with AI marketing uh, for these medium to large corporations, then I probably wouldn't be here speaking to about Lens AI.
I like that. So in your LinkedIn, you mentioned that when you told your mom you were dropping out of university, she stopped talking to you when you said you were going to pursue your entrepreneurial initiatives. What was going through your mind? What gave you the confidence to push ahead?
Yeah, it's. I think this is usually like the cliche is. I think for millennials, Gen Z, it is a much different vision for us compared to our parents, and so they usually equate a university degree to to you being able to get a job. But I think if you're really looking very carefully at how the economy is going and how the markets are quickly shifting, Like you have to face reality at some point and say, entrepreneurship is the way out of AI displacement, and this big AI disruption. We've seen, Amazon announcing 15K employees being laid off. Honestly, my thesis is that's not going to decelerate. All the big tech companies are going to do it, which cover a lot of jobs in the global economy, and then that's only going to accelerate, as we're seeing from AI CEO announcements. And so we have to look at this, I think, in a worst scenario way to be able to extrapolate what the good scenario could be. So you have to say, what are the options here at the end of the line? And for me, it's either people choose entrepreneurship, or they're eventually going to go down a path of universal basic income and like getting government subsidies, and that's the way I see it. And what I'm on a mission to do is really to empower any individual to become an entrepreneur by distributing products online. There's other companies in the AI space enabling you to build products online. We've seen Lovable, Cursor, even Claude Code. All of these AI coding tools enable you to build products, build software products, which you can commercialize. But then the missing link between a product and a company is distribution. So you're always going to have that missing link, and to be able to democratize entrepreneurship at large, we need to figure out a way to make marketing online and getting users, sales online on products easier.
Fascinating. Hey, you've worked with massive brands like L'Oreal, Uber Eats, TripAdvisor. I think I read you've generated over $54 million in ROI. Was there a particular campaign or brand win that made you think, I've actually figured something out here?
Yeah, I mean, pretty early on, I was pretty aggressive in searching for talent to support me with my venture. As I said, I was really young, and I was basically setting up an agency, pretty much on the promise that it was a low, kind of a low investment business. I could easily get it set up. But then I went on and basically hired an ex marketing manager from Huawei. And so that kind of, I made him my CMO, gave him equity, salary, and all that. And basically what happened there is, I started learning a lot of stuff from him. Doors started breaking through, and from then on, we started working with Huawei itself. We did a bunch of campaigns for L'Oreal. I think the key moment was when we managed to hit, I think we did like a 24x on like a Q4 campaign, and then we did like on Black Friday we averaged like a 70x on like advertising campaigns. And so that was like probably the biggest moments of realization for me, just in just like in facing the fact that if you crack online marketing, especially with AI, you can pretty much make big bucks, and there's no way that these large companies can do it and you can't, as a product founder, as a startup.
And before you became obsessed with AI, it sounds like, Tom, you were fundamentally a product marketer, a growth expert. What drew you to marketing in the first place?
Honestly, I've always seen the function of a salesperson as someone who is able to get the potential user, the potential customer, the lead across the door. But then it always felt to me like, if you could do that at scale, right, with a website and some form of creative asset, and a channel where attention's is being gathered up, then that's like a superpower. If you're able to wield that in your direction, that's like, it seemed to me like a bit unreal, right? And so at first I heard of it, I wasn't really convinced about it. I had to go out there and actually make it work for a bunch of clients. And you start smaller, then you manage to get these breakthroughs by getting the right talent, the right network connections, and systems in place, and then all of a sudden it becomes kind of a baseline where you've seen it again and again. It's a pattern. You spot specific things, specific tactics to get implemented. You see how AI can do that more precisely, quicker. It doesn't sleep, so it will make less errors. It won't waste money on an ad campaign, because the agency was asleep during the night and the client, I don't know, loses on a 0.5% conversion rate, loses thousands of dollars. That doesn't happen. And so you see all of that happen, and you kind of realize where things can go if the curve of democratization accelerates for medium, smaller, and eventually anyone who wants to really launch a product online and market it with AI. So that's a big unlock here for me.
And then, Tom, you've also described meeting founders with incredibly disruptive ideas, but not enough money or knowledge to invest in marketing. When did that pattern become evident, and when did you make it your mission to fix it?
Yeah, it was quite an organic thing. I think we usually had kind of medium to higher tickets at the agency, so it was quite clear to me that we could never accommodate startups on our service. But then, as we started seeing the advent of AI coming along and how it's shifting marketing as an overall thing, I always I basically started receiving a lot of inquiries from like uh, really disruptive founders with some of them like flying cars, some of them flying jets, some of them they have I don't know a toothbrush which kind of cleans your teeth for you, like all of this kind of really cool stuff, and it's both physical and digital products I'm talking about. And for me it was unclear how such inventors and innovative geniuses could not get those products to market. This was like, for me, it was a deal breaker, really. So like, I could not do something about it, and I still think we're in a place where we've actually been really stagnant in terms of innovation. We might hear a lot about innovation, but really, if you look at the last 20, 30 years, or even if you go back beyond that, like we should be moving a lot quicker. And I really believe in the fact that the main bottleneck is founders, inventors' ability to figure out and crack distribution online. Yeah.
So maybe segue into Lens AI and what you do there. What's the problem that you guys are solving, and how are you going about solving it?
Yeah, so the main problem for us is to enable as many products to grow from 0 to 1 million users. So that's what we're solving for. And then how we're going about it is we've trained an AI strategy agent essentially on over 10,000 case studies from 2x to 50x return on investment within 3 to 6 months. And we've gathered these from our agency network, and from all sorts of other data acquisitions. And what essentially this enables us to do is to provide an any day founder who has a product, even someone who might have an idea of a product and still doesn't know which product to pivot towards, they will have essentially the equivalent of a marketing consultant at a fraction of the cost, generating a strategy for them. So they can have a chat for a few minutes. The AI strategy agent will ask some questions about their brand, their product, their timelines to get to their specific revenue or user target, and also the budget that they have. At the end of that conversation, basically the user will receive a strategy, which is a classic marketing strategy you would pay a few $100 for, maybe a few $1,000 for. Maybe sometimes it takes a few weeks, a few months to get from an agency or a marketing consultant, and you get that in under 5 minutes at a fraction of the cost by speaking with an AI agent that's trained on the same level of expertise. And then what happens after that is really the key part, because lots of times I see you have a plan to execute, but then you don't have the resources. You have to hire an agency, you have to hire a team to execute that, or you have to juggle a billion marketing tools, content, SEO, whatever the channels you're implementing are. And so that's where founders, or in general, like, people who are trying to launch a product online or scale that product online really get stuck. And so that AI strategy agent is able to pass the strategy onto an AI execution agent, which essentially converts it into actual tasks. So that strategy all of a sudden, from being very intangible and kind of high level, it all of a sudden becomes a project management system, which you can simply spend tokens on, and it will basically, reprioritize every single task for you based on the campaign that you've planned. It will start maybe scraping competitor ads and like figuring that out, and then generating the ads, and then launching those ads on meta ads. And then once it launches them, it'll track ad 1 and 2 are doing better, 3, 4, and 5 are not so much, and then it will reallocate the budget, and it will do that on literally any single channel that you've been designed to run by the AI strategy agent, until you generate online sales, until you reach your user target. And I think that the coolest thing about this is we're working in a direction where you can have this AI flight mode agent, which is what we call it. It's kind of, it would be the equivalent of the Claude bot or the OpenClaw for marketing and generating users online. So essentially, you could spend tokens from your phone, from an iOS lock screen, and then the agent would go off and execute the tasks, even though you switch off your phone. And then he would notify you with essentially a WhatsApp message when he's done, to review the output and approve it. So there's always a human in the loop, but what we're aiming for is a 90% execution on the AI side and a 10% execution on the human side, which removes you from being all day in these dashboards, I don't know, in these Slack channels, in these Zoom meetings with agencies, with your marketing team. Like, you don't need that. You can go back to focus on your product, on improving that, on making your customers happy. And also, we've seen a lot of cash flow businesses instead, like, since they've got their product logistics figured out, let's say e-commerce, they since they've got their AI marketing running with agents, they can pretty much go to the beach. They can pretty much enjoy life, and like they've got this business running for them and self-optimizing ads and stuff. So it's quite cool to see how things are changing here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some futuristic product there. That's awesome. That sounds really cool. Well, thank you, Tom. That was amazing. If people want to learn more, they just, I guess, go to the lens.ai website. Where do they find out more about yourself if they want to, I don't know, follow your blog, or is it LinkedIn? Where do you live mostly digitally?
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn, it's Tom Capone, just TomCapone, and then I'm on X as well, so that would be Tom Capone 11, and I'm probably on Instagram with Tom CPN 17, and then yeah, lens.ai, it's L3NS.ai. So if you want to check out our products, we have a pre-order right now available for 90% off. The product will come later this year, but essentially what we're doing right now is we've got a closed beta, and lots of e-com creator economy, so info product and software companies are running on Lens AI, and then later this year there's going to be a lot more running on it. But this is an opportunity for people who want to invest in the future of their brand, or even, for example, like I was saying before, in preventing the AI wave crashes them, and they want to surf the AI wave and not be kind of affected by mass unemployment. This is an opportunity to distribute products online with AI marketing agents that do it for you. So yeah, feel free to check it out.
Very cool. Thanks for your time, Tom. Appreciate it. Maybe just hang back for 1 second. I'll bring this live stream to an end. Thank you all for checking in, and until next time.